Hey everyone, you have been gaslit into believing that as soon as you come out, people will love you, life will be easier, and the gay community will accept you. We are your deep throating informants, Dr. Terlin and therapist Jen, and you've landed on the Gaslit Truth podcast. Today we have a fabulous fucking guest on the show.
Super
And
special person.
this is my brother, Willy Millard. Willie, welcome to the show.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Everybody, Willy Millard owns 100% You Salon, and he's someone who just cannot be happier to be part of such an incredible industry that really does celebrate true beauty. Willy's mission is all about helping his clients shine and live their most beautiful lives. Willie is very passionate about others seeing him not as just a gay stylist, but as a real whole human who will not be put into judgmental boxes that are actually part of that gay community culture. We're going to talk about that today. Welcome to the show, Willie.
Dun,
Hey,
dun,
everyone.
dun. Yeah.
This is where things get serious.
Yeah,
Listen, do you want to talk about your outfit before we start and how you just ran up and down the stairs of your house in little leather shorts and the struggle is real this morning? Do we talk about this?
Guys, all I'm saying is leather in the morning, running does not equal happiness. Equals
leather and sweat doesn't equal happiness. And
no.
we were talking about this up front about the Friends episode where Ross wore leather pants and got all sweaty, and then he added in baby powder or cornstarch or something, and he turned into doughy paste. And I feel like that's what Willie is doing right now.
Oh,
I feel like the Pillsbury Doughboy. I'm making
a cake in his pants right now, people.
A pants cake. He's making a pants cake. That might be a deliverable. I don't know. It depends upon how I feel when I make the social media stuff. So anyway.
Well, welcome to the show, Willie. We're excited to have you here. It's been a long time coming. It took us a while to get you here. You had a lot of shit going on in your life the last 4 to 6 months. It's just one thing after another. So you made it.
Glad you're here. If things get weird, I'm going to put myself in the middle on YouTube, just so you know. So I have to muddle through some family therapy for the Millard family here today. So,
oh man. All right. I'm set for it. I think we can do it.
We could do it here. All right. So, Willie, what we wanted to start with and have you start with, if you're comfortable with this, is let's go to the beginning a little bit, if we can, or at least go back to some of the things that you shared with us that are important for you to share with the world here in terms of your truth and how you've gotten to where you are today when it comes to your identity. So we're going to let you have the floor here and tell us a little bit about that.
Alrighty. So I think the most the weirdest thing and the thing that I've never understood is when everybody says, like, when you come out, right? Everybody's like, it's like this big glorious thing. They're like, as soon as you come out, the community is going to be like loving on you. You don't have to worry about trying to fit in anymore. All of this stuff. Well, not true at all. When you actually get accepted into the community and you figure out like who you are, you come out, you do whatever you need to fit in that you feel, and then you get put on this chopping block. They all look at you and they're like, okay, so straight people aren't gonna like put you into boxes, but we're gonna put you into boxes. So I think that was like the scariest moment for me when I realized that I'm like stepping out of one thing into like another fire. And for me, like coming out at such a young age, like I was only like 12. I knew in 5th grade who I was. I didn't come out until 6th grade. And that whole experience was so scary for me because I wrote a note to my parents saying, like, hey, this is what's going on. I hope you still love me. Everyone at school loves me. And the worst thing that I could have probably imagined just happened. Instead of my parents talking to me, they actually went to the school and had a meeting with my teachers. And I walked in on them, and to the conversation, what did we do wrong? So right off the bat, like I didn't feel accepted even like my own house. So that was really hard for me to understand, like your parents are always supposed to love you and be in your corner, and then walking into that, and then them even just going to the school and like being like, hey, what's going on with our son? Like that was just a crazy moment for me.
Can I
Yeah.
I just have a question to ask,
Yeah.
and I said before, I'm gonna bumble my way through this episode, everybody, so just bear with me. When you said the community loving you, were you expecting which community were you expecting to love you? Were you expecting both communities to love you and accept you, or just one, or were you worried about when I say both communities, like the LGBTQ community versus your parental community in your
Say it, Willie.
school?
The
Insert
Yeah,
your
alphabet
words.
mafia.
The
the
alphabet
what? The
mafia.
alphabet.
Mafia.
So what do you wanna call it in this episode? Because I wanna make sure that I'm,
Alphabet mafia.
Alphabet Mafia.
We can
Okay.
call it the alphabet mafia. I feel like
Okay.
it's a fitting term. Like it's very much. Anyway, back to your question. Yes. So for me, like it was just being accepted overall. Like I think it was like so many people tell you like when you come out and like you are living your truth, they're like, oh, don't worry, you're gonna fit in just great, but they don't tell you that there's so many other things that have to figure out and you're put into boxes. So I was hoping, but in reality, like it took a while for both of them to get there, but at that time nobody did. Like nobody understood who I was and nobody was they were like scared of the fact. Like my parents didn't know what to do with me. And like when I excuse me, when I first entered the community, like I didn't even know what to do with myself because like when you enter the community, like you feel like you're put on a chopping block. Like you have to realize like what type of body type are you? Like who do you like? What's your sexual preference? What's your favorite position? Like and all of this at the age of like, 10, 11,
Well,
12.
I was
Like
gonna
what the
say,
hell?
what kind of community is there for at your age when you were 12, right? Which I'm sure wasn't as long ago as I think for me would have been. But what kind of community was there waiting for you, or what did you have an idealized version of what that community was, or because was
So
social media even a big deal at that point, or no? Like for
no,
you?
that was when Instagram was, like, still brown, like, the little
Yeah.
icon was still
Okay.
brown, and,
Okay.
like, there wasn't really a community, and I went to a small school, so I went to, a bigger middle school, and then I got bullied out of that, and actually got put into a charter, like, small school, like a STEM-based program school, so my class went from, like, 800 kids to, like,
Oh, geez.
25.
Mhm.
So it was really scary for me because like there was like everyone at school knew and like all my friends like we were like in middle school. We were cool. Like you know what I mean? Like it's awesome. But outside of school, there was no one. And that's then like where you fall into like, okay, well, like you start going on the apps and you start pretending to be like older than you are, which got me into trouble. And then you start like meeting people and like through that you like get immersed in the community and as you get older you see but when I was 12, 13, like in that realm I didn't know what the hell I was doing and like I was too like afraid to ask for help because now that I'm out I'm supposed to just know everything, right? Like I'm supposed to be like, hey, I'm
Mhm.
walking on a cloud here, like I don't need help anymore. But in reality that was probably like the time that I needed the most help because I didn't know what I was doing or who I was supposed to talk to about anything.
This is interesting because I wanna relate this back to anytime people are like, "Seek your truth," right? Seek your truth, be who you are. Jen has said things like, "Unapologetically do these things," and then suddenly you do these things and you
Lose
lose
people.
people. You lose friends who are like, "Wait a minute, we wanted you to be who you were, but we didn't think it was gonna be like this. We didn't think this version of you, even though you're like, this is the best version of me, like, but we liked you in that other box." So that's like a whole bunch of lip service that people give, like, "Be you, pursue you, like, be who you are. It's gonna be great." That's exactly what you're saying. It's gonna be wonderful.
Mhm.
And then it's like, but wait, there's a lot of grief and loss in that is what I'm
Right.
hearing. Yes.
Yeah.
So, especially when you're 12?
Yeah, it
Like,
was well, whatever
12
age
sucks, period, but, like, that would be even
it
worse.
does.
Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was just like an awful I think it wouldn't have been so awful if like my parents wouldn't have like gone to the school. Like if I wouldn't have walked into that meeting, if I would have realized like I could go years without knowing that, but like knowing that, that's what sucks. Like walking into them and hearing that conversation, like that it hurt and it still hurts and like we've come a long way, but in that moment, oh, I want to just go and cry in a corner.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and it's just it's so it's so disheartening, I think, to have people that say, like, "I'm gonna always be there for you," and then when they do that, trying to be there for you, because 'cause I'm sure they had great intent, but, like, it didn't come across that way, so I lost a lot of trust in them in that moment.
You
So,
Which
you
is
talked
probably why you turned into, going online and things like that, seeking out
right.
older support, stuff like that,
correct.
right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Well,
And
Yeah.
you said something earlier about, the help that you needed is not the help that you received. So, can you talk a little bit about, and I'm air quoting for those of you who are listening and not watching us on YouTube, I'm air quoting help. So, what did that look like for you? What did you receive that you didn't need? What were you
so
told?
yeah, so I think for me, what did I receive in that moment? I received positive feedback from my friends, which I freaking needed. I loved it. But as soon as I stepped out of that and like looking for other people, like going on these apps, yes, looking back at it, it was a freaking awful idea. But I was hoping that like there'd be other people like me or people that went through this,
Yeah.
like, hey, like, yeah, let me help you out. But unfortunately, there's a lot of predators out there. There's a lot of creepy people out
Mm.
there, so of like I fell into the trap of like, okay, so like if they think I'm pretty, if they think I'm hot, oh, I'm that cute young
Mhm.
person, maybe we can start a conversation off of that.
Okay.
That's not what happened.
Right. Right. So there was help that you were seeking out within your own community, right?
Mhm.
Essentially, that backfired. Okay. Was there help that you also received outside of that community that you were told you needed that backfired as well?
Yeah, so I was told I went to therapy at this time in my life. I was told I was going to therapy for anger management. Okay, so, like, I feel like every 10, 12-year-old, like, has anger management issues. I don't know, I feel like that's very
He's
common.
oppositionally defiant, everybody, like, there's
Like,
oppositional defiant disorder,
ODD,
yeah.
ADD,
like,
ADHD, anger
I don't
issues,
like,
label,
it's
label, label, label. I'm sure you had all those labels at some
correct.
point put on you,
Yeah.
Willie.
Yeah, and, like, so just, like, like, going back through that, I'm like, "What the hell just happened?" But, anyway, yeah, so I was told I was going to therapy for anger management. Okay, cool. Went to therapy. There's like 3 specific times that I remember. At the time, I didn't have a lot of friends, so I had an invisible best friend. My therapist told me that was fake, and I was putting my guard up because I didn't want to talk to anyone. So after that day, I told my invisible best friend to leave, which was really sad because then I had no one to talk to about this. I also found out that my therapist wasn't actually working with me on anger management. My parents sent me there to deal with who I was. They knew who I was at a young age, but they didn't know how to deal with it. So they threw me into therapy and told me that it was for anger management and put me on medication. And to this day, I actually found out about a year and a half ago because my father let it slip to my now husband, that what I was going for wasn't for anger management. It was because they knew who I was and they didn't know how to deal with me. So,
You just found this out, like, in your
yeah.
adult life?
Yep. Yep.
I
So,
woulda had to take a day off of work or a
well,
year or something, like
and yeah, that was the crazy thing is we were getting ready for bed. Like it was like a Hallmark movie moment. Like we're on like loading the sheets and putting the pillows up to the front. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, me and your dad were talking, and like he told me all about when you were younger and you went to therapy because they were trying to figure out everything." And I was like, "I went to therapy for anger management." And he's like, "No, they said you went to therapy because they didn't know what to do with you." And I like lost it. I started crying. He was like, What?" And I'm like, I didn't know any of that. Like up until that point, I knew nothing of that. So for the past like year, I'm like, oh shit. Like, oh my God.
this is funny, not funny, haha, but funny, like, your parents didn't know what to do with you, so instead of them going to therapy to figure it out, they drag your ass to the therapeutic altar and they go, please fix him.
Yep.
Here's what we have. I think he's angry, maybe. I don't know. But I just need to be clear here. Did you go to therapy to try to change your sexual orientation, or was it that type of therapy at the
So
time?
but see, and that's so like what I do remember is there wasn't questions like around that. There was a lot of questions about like your friends and how do you feel about them? And
Are
like
you attracted to them? Like,
yes.
what?
Like, and that's like I have like my best guy friends who've been in like they were in my wedding. They've been my like core, my rock. And
Yeah.
like I just remember those conversations made me so uncomfortable because I I didn't know what to say, and she just kept going at it, and I just like would shut down, and that's when I would talk to my invisible friend,
Yes.
and then that's when like that whole like, oh, it's just a front, he's not real, all of that shit happened. But yeah, so she never like came out and said anything that I can recall, but it was a lot of like, how do you feel about your friends? Do you find them attractive? Like that type of stuff. Yeah.
Well, and the part about this that I had shared with you before, Willie, the piece of this that really bothers me is this idea that you've got someone who's 10 years old and who, at this point, as you're saying, in like fifth grade already, you know what's what. Okay. You know what's going on inside of you. You know your truth. You are understanding this for yourself. Okay. Your identity is forming. And for you, that's a scary space to be because of course it doesn't fit into this nice little like societal norm box, right? Okay.
Mhm.
And so you are gaslit into believing something's wrong with you and that you have significant amount of anger issues, emotional issues, right? And so then we need to get you help for that, okay? And so you go to get help for that and help equates to therapy. Help equates to psychiatric medication for these anger issues that you have, right? And something I think right there, which is the start of a lot of the gaslighting that happens with people who are part of the gay community, this story is going to resonate with so many people, Willie, because when families don't know what to do or they're uncomfortable or it doesn't fit their religious beliefs, it doesn't fit their own like belief structure, right? Their own morals, their values, whatever the hell you want to call it, right?
Desires of their children as they're growing up and having
Right.
grandchildren and all the things, like
All the things,
building
right?
the vision,
Yes.
right, of your
So
child.
here you are and you go right into this little okay, something is wrong with you. So here you are, something's wrong with you. You get labeled with a diagnosis, you get medicated and there are I was pulling some information up and I told you this earlier. There's a lot of research out there that talks specifically about the alphabet mafia community and how you are over medicated and how the mental health struggles that you have start quite early and contribute to going to seek out help. And a lot of times that help isn't helpful at all. So then we take somebody and we label them. They don't fit into the box. We medicate them and they're 10 years old.
Correct.
Well, that was your beginning of the iatrogenic harm starting with psychotherapy. That was very harmful to you
Right.
as a developing young person, period, right? And
Mhm.
and I would argue that any parent who's listening here, if you're going to take your kid into therapy, you better damn well be in there too. And because I think that most of it is relational and family systems and things like that. That's my
Mhm.
personal biased opinion about this piece of it.
Mhm.
When Jen was talking and I know we were in a funny way calling it the alphabet mafia, but you wouldn't call it that if you felt very connected to it, or I'm guessing you wouldn't call it that if you felt like you were part or accepted fully
Right.
into that piece of the community. So I want you to talk about that because there's going to be a lot of people like, I can't believe you're calling it that, blah, blah, blah. But there's a
Yeah.
reason why you're calling it that. And that's the story that I want to hear because you weren't even accepted into that community or something. So tell us why you're not like glomming on to the mainstream titles and things like that. What's going on?
So I think for me, I mean, I live in a small town. I don't live in like all the big cities. So for me, it's not like super immersed here. Everyone is very like, oh, there's like a gay person over here. There's like a gay person over there, right?
The
And
token gay
nobody,
guy of the community.
yeah, like I'm like sitting here, I'm like, okay, so this is like I'm like the only one that's out and willing to like talk about it. Like me and my husband in our little tiny town, I'm aware of like two other like gay people that are out. And those gay people do like just don't talk to people. Like it's just not a thing. They don't communicate at all. So it's very hard. But the reason why the community and I don't connect is I don't understand the idea that they preach. They're all about acceptance, they're all about no labels, they're all about all of that. But like I said, as soon as you step in, you have to figure out, are you a twink? Are you a bear? Are you an otter? Are you somewhere in between? There's a million of these like
There's charts. I had to look them up.
yeah.
Willie had to show them to me.
What's an
So
otter? I've heard of bear and twink, but I don't know what an otter is.
All the pictures. Oh gosh.
oh yes. Oh, there's charts.
There
But
are.
like they're an otter, and depending on what chart you look at, it is somebody
Wait,
that is
how would someone know to find these charts? Like, how do
you can
you
Google it. Like if you just type up like
but, like, would
uh,
somebody tell you, like, the grand poobah of the thing? Would they come down and be like, "Here's your chart," or what? Or is this just something? Because 'cause you're a guy coming from a tiny little town, like,
Correct.
how do you know? Like, this is bizarre to me. I don't know.
So,
I'm
there is not this like big thing or like this person that you go to and they're like, you are the one. That's
right,
not
okay.
what happens. You have to figure it out. And as you're figuring it out, what's so shitty is like people will be like, I don't think you're that. I don't think
Oh,
you're that. And
oh,
I'm like, okay, like, well, what do you think I am? So then it gets put up to other people.
again.
Yeah. Yup. So other people will be like, well, he has less body hair, but he has like rolls towards the bottom. So he's not this, he's not that. I don't know. You're kind of just odd. And I'm like, okay, cool. Great. So I don't technically fit into one or another category. I'm an odd one. Like if you look at pictures, my body type and like where I have hair, because it's a big thing, I don't fit into one. So I always feel like I either tell somebody one thing, like hey, like I'm an otter, which is sorry, classifying an otter generally. An otter is somebody that has a little chest hair and is somebody that is bigger, not a big burly bear, but somebody that is bigger. It's like in between a bear and a twink,
Okay.
generally. So I don't technically fit into that category because my body like size doesn't match. But I'm not a bear because I'm not super big and muscular and hairy, and I am nowhere near a twink level. So people like there's like some
I've
ideas of
seen your photos, Willie. No, just kidding. I'm kidding.
I know you have.
I
But like yeah, so like but like coming into the community, I'm like, what the hell is this? Like there's like so many different things. And then like the other thing that like I don't understand is the hookup culture for like the hanky code.
Oh, this all right. So, Willie, you're gonna have to describe the
Okay.
hanky code. And when I
Okay.
learned this, right, because here I'm on the side trying to just be a really proud fucking ally, right? I'm like, I need to understand this a little more. This blew my mind. Talk about sticking people and pigeonholing people into a box, right? Explain the hanky
It's
code.
yeah, okay. So first of all, this is what it looks like for all of
Yep.
you guys who can
You
see.
gotta go to YouTube to
Gotta
see
go to
this.
YouTube. There's
Yep.
Yeah,
about 96 colors on a
yeah.
graph.
Like, okay, I'm so confused because I said I know nothing about any of this, and I really, 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 really now know nothing. Is this are these things like I don't know how else to say it, like universal truths that you have to subscribe to, or
And that's like
what
the
is
crazy.
that?
Yeah, so the hanky code was originally like created for like in like the 80s and 90s where like hookup culture for gays was
Sure.
like very like not
Studio 54, that's what I'm thinking
yes.
about. Like, yeah.
Yep,
Mhm.
Studio 54. So it's created for that for other gays to identify other gays
Yes.
or people in the community. But since then, it's like we no longer need that per se. There's some situations where you go and like you're like, okay, like who's flagging this color. That's what it's called. Um, and like you can tell, like, oh, that guy has a wife and kids, but his handkerchief is saying this. Hmm, interesting. So there's still things like that happen, but we don't need it really anymore because it's so open and nobody cares. But that's what it was originally created for. Now aligning yourself with these things, it's so crazy. Like but generally, yes. Like when you enter the community, they'll be like, okay, what's your color? You don't know your color? Here's this god awful long list of things that also don't really make sense and it's very confusing. So, for instance, so light blue is wants head.
Mhm.
Yeah, right? Like everybody knows that.
Or wants it.
Right? And then like like red likes to get fisted. But if you wear your handkerchief on a different side, so if you wear it on the right side, it's loves
What?
to get fisted, and then on the left side, if you wear it on the left side, you're the fister.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh,
So
like
yeah, right? So this idea, I think is like the premise of some of the gaslighting that
boxing.
yeah, that you're
Yeah,
talking about. Like we as a cohesive community, we preach acceptance, open arms, non-judgmental, like loving whoever anybody is and how you show up, right? And
correct.
yet that is not the practice actually. It's not the policy, the procedure. It's not, right?
No,
Like it's not how it works.
Why do you think there's such a focus on what within the community, a focus on what you like to do sexually so much? Because I'm just kind of thinking about like all those things. I suppose like if I were involved in hookup culture, you know, that I'd want people to know. But I feel like those are things that, require a certain amount of trust and intimacy with partnership, that I'm not just going to be like, hey, these are the things I like. Like, this is like an overtime for me. This is my experience, right? Like, so I'm just kind of a little shocked about the, dare I say, openness, like extreme openness of sexual preference down to the minutia,
yeah,
right? Like,
it's
yes.
it's crazy. I mean, I mean, as I put in my thing, I'm a very open book. And I feel like most of us are like in the community. The it's hard to pinpoint like one thing that I think like it stems off of, but I think in like movies and TV, when you see a gay person, it's like so overdone. And like they're so sexualized and anything. Like it
Mhm.
could be like the twink person and they're like looking all femme and like being like super high pitched and all of that. Like it's so overdone. Or like when you see like let's look at Mean Girls.
Sure.
Like let's be real. He like his character and the way that he is created,
Yep.
It's a
like
caricature.
yes. And it's so and that's what I think really hurts the community in that fact. But like also some people use that in the community to their advantage. Like they'll be like, I'm just this
Oh.
person, right? Like you can't like hate on me, but I can hate on you.
Well,
Um
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I wanna touch on that, Willie, because this is something that, um, like, as a not gay individual, okay, but as a ally,
Even
okay,
that word ally I'm worried about, like, I'm just like
I struggle with it because
mhm.
and I've shared this openly with Willie,
I
it's
feel like it's
hard
virtue signaling at
it's
some point,
well,
like, you're just
it's hard to
not you, Jen,
no,
particularly, but I
I
mean,
know.
like, in
Yeah. It's
Jen's over
hard
here virtual signaling,
to
I'm
know
over
what
here
to
being
I'm like,
do.
oblivious
help,
and
help.
You know,
stupid, like, I don't
like,
even know what's
it's
going
hard
on
to know
today.
what to I'm always like, "Well, God, what the" I'm always in my brain, like, when I do things, Willie, and we go places, and, it's always like, I don't know what to do or what to say because it's almost as if just by trying to be, okay, an ally, to support you, I'm doing it wrong. like, I'm being told by others I'm doing it wrong.
I don't know,
Others
I've
in the
seen you in hot
community,
pants, Jen. I don't
I know.
know how
I'm
wrong
like,
that
I don't know what to do
is.
with my
Like,
hands. I open my mouth to try to talk to somebody, and it's like a huge turn off, and I'm just like, "Okay, I'm just here trying to support." So it's like I can I feel I can validate where you sit within that community, and yes, we're in very different positions, but this idea of like, "So I'm trying to do this, but I'm doing it wrong. I'm trying to be part of this gay community, but I'm not fitting into the boxes." Like,
that
I
feels
don't
like
even
Willie's journey. Like, that feels like
yeah,
his
like, I
journey.
just sit here and I just I and it's it and of course, I'm not in your shoes, but I was like, "So I'm supporting wrong?"
And that's the thing,
Right?
like,
Am I
there's
explaining this the right way,
no,
Willie?
you're
Okay.
100%, 100%, you're doing the
Ah,
Jen, you are
I know what
so
to do with my
correct.
hands, Willie. Like, I don't know.
I know, I'm like
Yeah, really.
But yeah, like that is it's so true because there is no like there's not that one person or like this one piece of scripture that is like
Mhm.
correct, right? Like that everybody
Yeah.
like holds like this is like the pinnacle thing. There's not that.
Yeah.
There is like the hanky code and like all like the body types and all of that. Like there's that general idea, but I mean, if you just Google it, there's 30 different versions of everything. So you never know what's right or wrong. You're just
Sure.
gonna go with like what you think is right until you're told you're very wrong because somebody else has a stronger opinion than you.
'Kay.
And I
Or
think
they're willing to share that strong opinion with
yeah,
you. You know,
yeah,
I was just I'm now I'm personalizing this because 'cause I'm like, as a young girl that grew up with body image problems and, struggling with weight my whole life, if then suddenly being ostracized in that space and then suddenly going into this space thinking you're gonna be welcome with open arms, and now my body's being judged even on different,
mhm.
judgment goalpost levels, like, now I understand the mental health problems that can be part of it. It's not just struggling with identity, it's struggling now with fitting in again and everything that comes along with it as a person. This is fascinating. I'm like, my mind is blown right now. I'm sorry.
I
Well,
gotta bring in
oh,
okay. Go ahead,
oh,
Willie, and then I gotta bring something in that you said.
okay. So like piggybacking off of what you said is it's like you start from ground zero. So like in the straight community, let's just call it that. There's probably some politically correct thing to say, but fuck it. In the straight community, like you build up this like hell yeah, this is who I am. I'm gonna tell everyone I'm like a 10 now. Like I've climbed this fucking ladder. I've told everyone my truth. They either love me or hate me, and I don't care. And now you walk into like the alphabet mafia, and then they're like, wrong. And then you
You're
start from
wrong.
ground zero. Like you literally have to rebuild yourself
Okay.
off of what they now say is correct. And being
Identity.
yeah,
Identity has to
Identity.
yeah,
change, right?
yes, you have
Again.
to change. And
Again.
being such a little kid in this community, like first starting off, you could tell me to probably like eat a crayon and I would do it.
Just to
So
belong. Yeah.
yeah, just to belong. And unfortunately, like I'm a very big people pleaser, and throughout my life, that has been a constant struggle with the community. Is like I will do anything just to have like a really cool, awesome friend group that I can say like, it's like Sex in the City. Like here are my gay friends. We're gonna get martinis,
Yeah.
but I don't
Yeah.
have that because
And you're like, and I don't even like martinis, by the way. Like, but I'm gonna drink them because everybody else is drinking them, and that's what I should do.
Uh,
I do. I will say that I like a lemon drop martini. I can't do like the. I know I'm not helping at all, but
That's
I know
funny.
if anybody watches this, they'll be like, "That bitch is lying," and it'll go all over. It'll go all over. They'll be like, "He drinks lemon drops." Here,
okay.
literally, my bachelor trip, Jen. You know how many lemon drops I had.
I was there. I was there. I was there. I was
That bitch
definitely
is
there.
lying. He likes
I
lemon
was the
drops.
oldest one there, taking care of everyone, going, "This is fascinating, and I'm doing everything
Oh
wrong,
god,
but it's fine,
yeah,
right?"
yeah, it-
Okay, so Willie, when you're talking about these judgments that happen, I want you to talk about the box that you are put in by the industry that you work in as well, and this
Mm.
idea of like Willie the gay stylist
yeah.
and how that is like completely opposite of what you're wanting to speak for itself, which is who you are in your work, right? Can you
Right.
talk about that?
Yeah, so there's been so I'm a hairstylist, everyone. Bam. So
See, it's fantastic. Guess who
He
does my
does
hair
good
now?
work, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's like the whole point. I want
I
to be
see
known
your
for
work every week on the show. I see
She
the
does.
work every week on the show. I know when she just got back from getting her hair done, I can tell. Like,
Yep,
yep. Mhm.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
So that's like, I mean, that right there, that's what I want. Like, there was no indication of like, he sucks penis, but he does my hair. Like,
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
that doesn't come up. But the world is so fascinated by gays, right? Like, they're like, oh my
Mhm.
God, they're like this weird thing. So if we say this gay plus their business title, they're
Right.
automatically drawn to that. But also, what happens is then we're pigeonholed. It's the same with like artists who are gay or queer get put into like the best gay artist of the year. It's
Yep.
not the best artist, it's the
Artist.
Artist.
Yeah.
gay artist. So being stuck and told like this needs to be like who you are at work and this is going to help promote you. I worked for a corporation for a long time and I was like they were like use that to your advantage. And at the time I was like okay, fuck it, let's do it. But then learning that I would say 80% of some of the people that would come in, it was just because I was loud. It was just because I was gay. It's just because I'm a gay man.
Mhm.
It
But
was because of the persona that you created around that.
yeah,
Again, the
Yes.
caricature, if you will, of who you are or who you're supposed to be. Supposed to
correct.
be.
Versus
Yes.
And
the work versus
that's
the
what they
work
wanted.
that you did. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's something that I, for a long time, I was like, this doesn't feel right. Like, this isn't me. But if this is what they want, if this is what the industry is saying that needs to happen to be successful, and that's what really got in my like head is like, what if I just say like one day as a joke, like I'm straight? Like, would I lose everyone? Like, would I lose all of this like clientele that I built up just because like who I sleep with? And that's when I knew that I needed to make a change. That's when I was like, I need to just be who I am. I mean, I am not the poster child for being gay at all. I like some of my favorite things include mudding, rock climbing, like some of these things aren't like what you consider like gay. Like I'm not sitting at a fashion design store. I'm like, ooh, this fabric and that fabric. The fuck? No, they all look the same to me. Like I do things. I'm currently in my craft room, but like I like that's not me. So I was sick of trying to do that for people. And in the industry, that's what they wanted. And there has been multiple times where like now leaving the corporate dynamic like trying to just like show like my work and stuff. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're the gay stylist, right? You're Willie." And I'm like, "I'm Willie, yes, the stylist." But that is like where I'm now stuck, which isn't an awful thing to say because like I've built everything up and the people that have stayed with me like are seeing who I am and I mean, not to brag or anything, but I'm going to do it. I was just in a couple magazines all the way in Chicago.
Yeah, you were.
Nice.
Like, yeah, for my hair, not for me being a gay
The best
stylist.
gay stylist. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
but for me and what I'm doing. So, like the possibilities are out there. I just need to get towards it. But yeah, being pigeonholed, it sucks. Like it's
Why do
like
we why do we do that? Like, this is the conversation that I really don't understand because nobody comes to me because I'm a straight therapist. Nobody goes, "Oh, she's a really good straight therapist, by the way." Like, nobody says that.
mhm,
It's
Yep.
only when you pull out something that is, I'm gonna just say it, trending. I don't know.
correct.
Like,
No, yep.
I
Yeah.
feel like some of this language is trending language, and I have visceral reactions to some of it too. Even like Jen saying ally, because I'm like, and this is just me. Again, there's probably a level of ignorance here. Being like, aren't as an ally, like I feel like I'm just a good person, right? Like, why is being a good person to another person just not enough that we have to put more labels on how I interact with you or what my role is with you, right? Like why, Jen's your sister. She's not your ally. She's your supporter because she's your sister, right? Like and you are her biggest fan when it comes to the podcast too. So anyway, so there's that, right? But you don't say I'm Jen's straight, she's straight, so she's got an ally in me because I'm not. Like, you're like, I just think she's cool and I like to support her, right? Like, I don't I'm and I understand on certain levels where that comes from, because there was a lot of hate, and there probably still is in these communities in some pockets of the United States and things like that. I get that from a fundamental level, but I also feel very pushed into some of these spaces to call myself certain things or not, or align in certain ways or not. And if I don't have the right voice either. And so that's why, I'm just going to be fair. Like, I've kind of stayed away from the intricacies of the community, right? Because I just don't even know, like Jen said, what am I going to say that's going to be wrong? What am I going to say or do that's going to be viewed as hateful or microaggressions or all these things? So I don't even know where to be either when it comes to this. And so I just sit back and go, listen, I'm in my mid 50s. And I'm just going to be a good person. Like, I'm just going to be who I've been this whole time, right? Like, I honestly, I don't care on that level, like what your color is on a chart.
Right, yeah.
I don't
It's like
unless it's
not
your hair
seeing
color, like on a chart, or what color
I don't
works good
look
with
at
your
race,
skin
color,
tone.
creed, sexuality. It doesn't matter. I
Yeah.
don't look at it, I
But
don't
then
see it.
people will
It's
be
just
mad
who you
about
support.
that if I say
Yes.
that too. Like, it's not that I don't care about it on a fundamental level. It's like I just don't care about it when it comes to my relationship with you. Right? Like, these are things that don't
Yeah.
they don't impact me to know who, and that if you like to fist, and if you're the fister or the fistee, like that, I don't really want to
Uh,
know that information, to be fair. Like, just because
Terry.
you probably wouldn't want to know that
That's great.
information for me either, right? Like, and be like, "Hey, my name is Dr. Tara
Yeah.
Lynn, and do you like to fist or not?" I'm like, "What?" I'm not sure what I would do if somebody said that. And by the way, I'm
Yeah.
going on a rant right now because
Yeah, you are. I'm like, I don't
do
know
you
where
know the
she's going with
villages?
this.
Have you guys heard of the villages? Do you know the villages? Have you
Yeah.
heard of the villages? The old people, and they wear the they don't wear, but they hang the little scrunchy sponges in
Yep.
different colors on their golf carts. That's what
Yep.
this feels like to me, only on the elderly level. Like, you have to
But
learn a
it
whole new
is it
code when you
goes
get old and when you
it
decide to come out. Like, these are
Yep.
the codes that we learn, and I'm
goes
just
back to
confused.
the labeling
Yeah.
though. There's a ton of labeling, and I think that's how we wrap this in, right? Like everything's
Mhm.
got a label, everything you and Willie,
God, I'm
that's
so
what you're
tired of labels.
describing. That's what you're describing in this
Yeah.
community is everything's labeled and you need to fit into these labels. You do, the people that support you, all the above, right?
Correct. And it's so hard because, like I said, there is not like the one thing that everybody agrees on, like, is this. Like, you will fit into like the lines of these boxes are so like jello, which is great and bad because when you're trying to figure out like where you fit in, and they're like, I don't know, I feel this, like this person feels this, I feel this way. So then you're all confused. And with that being said, then people get angry. Like in this
Mhm.
community, like if you don't like if you don't do what they want or if you don't fit into what they want, you find yourself getting into arguments. You find yourself getting like pushed away from the community. The labels have drawn lines between people. Has like I've seen it like personally. I've had it happen just because of like some stupid thing, but like everybody's so focused on that because they truly think that everyone in the community in the community, oh Jesus. Woof.
It's okay.
In oh
We're
god.
gonna call it that, the computerty.
The
I like that better. The
community.
computerty. Yeah. Mhm.
The Willieism.
And
Uh,
in the community, like they don't know better. Like there is like nobody has like strived to make like this big change among all of, like the hookup culture among just like the community to like make it like why the fuck do we have this? Like does anybody else notice that like we were getting ostracized like when we were part of the straight community, but now we're getting ostracized when we're in the gay community too and the
Yes.
alphabet mafia? Like
Yep.
that's why I call it that because it literally, like, if you don't fit in, you will never fit in. You can try your best to fit in, and you'll find those people that don't fit in with you. But like in a general sense, like if you don't fit in, if you're not what they want, they don't want you, and they're very vocal about it too.
Mhm.
Like if like at like oh my god, I can't tell you how many times I've like been in a situation where some, like we have a disagreement, and it's like stupidest thing ever. It could be like one of the times I had somebody I was trying to like explain like going back to the hanky code, we were talking about like how there were so many different colors and like this one and this one didn't make sense to me. And they're like, what do you mean you don't understand this? How do you not like, and it just like escalated from 0 to 10 in like 2 seconds. And I was like, I mean, I don't understand it. And opposed to like trying to explain it to me, they literally started yelling at me in a crowded bar.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I'm like, "Ugh." I was trying to like just make a friend. I was trying to be kind. I saw, you know what I mean? Like I saw that you were flagging a color. Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
But the
that's what Jen was saying, like, she feels like she can't do it right, right? She can't be
yeah,
an ally, right? And you're saying I can't even be in the community in the correct way.
correct.
And then there's somebody like me who's just being dumb, and I'm like, "I have no idea what any of this means. Can somebody explain? So thank you for explaining because I have a feeling if I asked somebody else in the bar that I would get yelled at for just not knowing, right? For
Right.
just being
Yeah.
too naive and not knowing as if I would even know how or that I was supposed to Google search this before I walked into this facility, or
Correct.
whatever. Like it's really it's very fascinating to me. And I'm wondering, do you, and of course, this is just your experience and this is our chatter around
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
experience. So not everybody's experience is going to be the same way. Some might have very validating experiences. I don't know. Do you see it being any different between a male in this community and a female in the community? Do you think this type of judgment is different on gender lines or yeah.
Yes. Definitely I would say like being a male in this community, it is like it's very hostile. It's very much like what I described. Being a female in the
Toxic
community.
masculinity, it sounds like.
Ew. Yes. I have like some really close friends who are lesbians and bi and all that. And their experience is like they have the same like traits and the same kind of experiences, but it's a lot more understanding would be the best word for it. It's a lot more understanding when it comes to that side. And I don't understand why that they are way more understanding and they're one of my friends was telling me once when she was just describing a situation like very similar to mine, like they had a conversation about it. But like when I almost had the identical conversation, it like blew up.
Mhm.
So for me, I don't understand why it's that way, but also it's it's so crazy because I feel like also like the gays, just the gays, like even in our own community, we are the mean girls of the community. We are like we can be the most nastiest people in the entire world, but that's like what people expect from us sometimes. And it's really hard because we can be awful to people in our community and that's fine. I don't agree with that. I have seen multiple like gays say awful things about like some trans people, some bi people, like, and I just sit there and I'm like, what in the world is going on? Like they are part of our community that we're building and it's supposed to be this like pinnacle thing. But yet you are literally saying this to the people I'm with right now about what? No. Like it's so like two-faced, it's not even funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's yeah, it's just awful sometimes. So
So
But yet so that my curious part about this, not to cut you off, Jen, but you still go into the community though. Why
so
is that? Like, why is I'm having trouble, I'm having
no,
some trouble here.
like okay, so it's like the definition of insanity.
Okay. Alright, alright.
Right? Like for
Mhm.
because for me, like I want to like have close friends like that are in the community. I have a couple that like are great and they live in the bigger city. So for me, like I am like the hick gay. So I'm like way out here.
There's
Like,
another box for
yeah,
you. One more
yup.
box for
Like,
Willie.
but like there it is. Like put
Mhm.
that around me. But like that's me. So for me, I want because I think I mean, I'm hoping that one day, but if I can keep like going into the community and kind of disrupting it and making more people see something that's not right, maybe it will change. Now, has that got me into a lot of trouble? Yes. It made me feel very uncomfortable. Yes. Uh, but I keep doing it because every once in a while I'll find somebody in the community that's just like me. That's like, I feel like I'm the only person that's seeing this but they're doing the exact same thing. They're going in hoping to find like people that understand them, people that get them, people that are trying to help. And
Yep.
like when like that happens, it's amazing. I mean, I go to Pride every year in Milwaukee. Great. I go to big events all the time. It's like I love who I am and I love the people that I'm usually with, which means my sister. Hey, hey, hey. Uh,
That'd be
uh,
me.
yeah, that,
You're doing brother sister code stuff right now. I feel so left
No.
out.
All
I feel
oh,
left
right.
we
It's
love
out.
you
okay.
too. We love you too. You can come next year. Come hang out
Yeah.
with us.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I would love to try. That's something I've never done before. So actually, I might take you up on that. I don't know
It's
about the
really
hot
fun.
pants, though. I'm not sure that would be my
Yeah,
jam, but
we have to get you
mhm.
dressed in some hot pants for sure.
Anywho.
Yes. But yeah, like you go to these big things and like you just like I'm just there to be me and hopefully find people that are like being themselves and not worried about everybody else or not worried about like trying to figure out like where the fuck they fit in because most of the time like you don't need to fit in. But that's why I keep going back is like I'm
Yeah,
hoping to like disrupt enough to the point where like other people start getting
I
curious.
love that.
Now I know why your
There it is.
siblings.
See, do you see that?
Mm-mm,
He just used the word
mm-mm-mm.
disrupt and the
Just
word
He did.
curious.
I'm ready
Those
for deep throat and the truth too.
2
Like
words.
seriously, like all the things. Yep, you got it. You got
Really,
it.
as we wrap up here, is there anything that you haven't shared yet, or any, or kind of any final messages for people that are listening that you want people to know?
oh that there's so many things. But the main thing is to just remember to live who you want to live and be. Like you are you. Nobody else is the fucking like you're the fucking shit. We're our own fucking shit. We're awesome. So just remember to always be that. Just be you in the moment. It's really hard because I'm a people pleaser and I do it too. But at the end of the day, if you're people pleasing so much to the point you don't know who you are when you look in the mirror, that's a problem. That's to the point where you really need to look at like yourself and see past everything else. Because at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself and you have to live with your own truth about who you are. So never forget that.
I love it. I love
Is
it.
it so great?
I
I
feel like
can't even
Jen's
do the
tearing up
ending. I'm
over
getting
there. Her
teary.
brother. Yes, all the things. All the things.
You got to wrap
Uh,
it up, Terry. I can't do it right now.
yeah.
Uh,
Uh, but I have one more question too, because my question is for the listeners who aren't part of the community but want to learn about it or be more of that word ally. Like, what information would you give them?
be yourself around people. Don't audit I don't want you going up to somebody and be like, "Hey, you look gay. Let's talk." No, 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 no. Right? Like,
Mhm.
don't like purposely seek that out because that's what sets people off. Like, you know what I mean? Just be yourself and like when willing to talk to somebody, like let them take the lead. Don't you don't want to make a fool out of yourself, right? Because you're just trying to be yourself. Let most of the time the gay person take the lead and see where it goes. And just be who you are. Ask questions and be honest with them. But also at the end of the day, if you don't feel comfortable in the situation, leave. Like you're not
Mm,
as an ally, you don't have to support everything that happens because we're humans and we all have different points of view and you don't have to get along with every single person in the
mhm.
community, right? And I think a lot of allies are like, I need to support everything. And reality is, if you just support what you believe in, that's all that we ask because then you're being true to yourself, just like we're trying to be true to ourselves. So just support what you believe in and just, go with the flow. There's plenty of good online resources for if you're looking for like, I don't want to say like startup conversations, but if you're looking for like spaces like to have like conversations, like platforms, like there's plenty of good like group chats. Oh God, there's good things on like
Oh
Facebook.
shit.
Oh shit, not the
Willie.
group chat. Oh. But like there's plenty of good things like that. There's a lot of like one of rest in peace, like This Is It, the bar in Milwaukee was one of like the best like queer spaces
Yes.
in the world. Because everyone there was so nice. But there's spaces like that that you can go to as an ally and not worry that you're going to be like singled out. But like honestly, just believe in what you believe in and like don't try to please us. Like come to us with your heart hanging out. Most of the time we'll do the same, but yeah, just be you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring back humanity. All right, love
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, if you've hung out with us this far, this is the Gaslit Truth podcast. Please like, follow, share, subscribe, and send us your gaslit truth at the gaslit truth podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, Willie.
Of course, anytime, anytime.